This is the new VDC 3.0 car pack. 6 new cars, complete refresh of physics with new suspension geometry and tyre data. This may be the most realistic pro cars Assetto Corsa has seen yet. VDC has been a leader of pro competition cars for a number of years now, pushing the boundaries, looking to extract every bit of realism AC has to offer. The VDC 2.0 cars were the biggest leap yet. High quality models, fantastic tyre model, and accurate chassis feel. However, there's always room for improvement, and VDC have knocked it out of the park. The number of cars has now reached 18 in total, with only one duplicate being the S15. There's also been a little refresh in some of the older cars, such as the PS13, which now has a new body kit, and I have to say, it looks fantastic. All cars have received new or updated suspension geometry. Motion ratio has been updated for every car, and the Ackerman bug, which was presented in the 2.0 cars, has now been fixed. The tyres have received a little massage too, but to keep it simple, the tyres essentially have more side grip now, which was a complaint in the 2.0 car pack for some. So this right here is the new S15. The biggest changes is that it's now a 2JZ swap, left-hand drive, and has a different steering geometry which replicates James Dean's real-life setup. This car is great fun to drive, and in fact I find it a little easier to drive as the 2JZ powertrain has less turbo lag than the RB. To be honest, that's all I gotta say. It's an S chassis, it drives by itself, so I think let's move on. Now you may remember earlier I briefly talked about tyres. And yes, the tyres have more grip in general now. I don't think this is going to make it easier for everyone, as the extra grip now solves the side bite that people were complaining about before, but it also makes it harder in other places. For example, this BMW E46 is super soft by default, and because of that is super fast in drift. In fact, it's sometimes a struggle to keep it sideways. On the left hand side is the default BMW E46 setup, and on the right hand side is the HynesZ setup. Now you can see straight away that the left hand side struggles to carry angle, and it barely makes its outer clipping point, whereas on the right hand side it makes the clipping point with ease. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. You're going to have to now spend more time taking grip out of the cars to make it a little bit easier so that you can fulfill what is needed for a competition drift layout. So is it easier to drive? You're probably going to stay on the track more often now. Are you going to be able to fulfill exactly what is needed from a competition layout? Not exactly. It's now much harder to do that. More grip equals better, but sometimes more grip equals bad. And keep that in mind when you're driving these cars, especially the E46. Now if you want this setup, you can purchase it from HynesZ.com. We have a bunch of VDC 3.0 setups up there, and we will be adding more to it in the coming weeks once we get through them all. So, shameless plug, but yeah, support us, please. Please, support, please. Mazda RX-8, the Shelby Mustang, Nissan R33, Nissan GTR, and the BMW F22. These cars are your friends. Super stable and easy to drive, and a lot more forgiving than the others. Use these cars if you're new to competition cars, or have low-end hardware. Longer wheelbase and their heavier weight class make these cars a little bit more predictable than the others. I'm also keen on what is your favourite car, so throw them down in the comment section below. These are by far the most accurate and realistic competition cars to date. I'd even argue the most realistic drift cars on Assetto Corsa. If you want to feel what it's like to experience a real-life pro competition drift car, then VDC is for you. You can replicate so many styles of cars and driving styles, which shows exactly the quality and the attention of detail VDC go to replicate real-life competition drift cars. That very reason that I play Assetto Corsa. And I love it when other people share and have that passion for perfection. So if you're like me, then you need to try these cars. Maybe we will see you on the VDC grid sometime.